The DNA test was positive. We're establishing parentage today. But it appears that the access and possession is going to be the contested matter in this case.
I can
And
speak to that.
state will defer to the court's judgment as to what the court wants to do with that.
Thank
All
you.
right, thank you. All right, okay, I can't get used to that Anderson part, but okay.
No, you can.
Let's rock and roll.
I'm on my home computer. You can totally say Miss Griffin. Okay.
All right,
Your,
thank you.
Your Honor, we are here because this is scheduled for a final hearing. I think we've been here a couple times already. And the major dispute is actually agreed. We agree to supervised access. And the reason why we agree to supervised access is because there has years since there's been visits between my client and their daughter because there was a CPS investigation between my client and Miss Caspio's daughter with someone else, where he was accused of sexual molestation of Miss Caspio's older daughter. My client denies that that ever happened. Miss Caspio and her daughter attested to CPS that it did happen. And the CPS investigation was then made on the child of this case, and CPS ruled out that anything happened with the child in this case. The child in this case is now 11. So this all took place in 2017. So ever since 2017 until now, my client has been reaching out to Ms. Caspio, and Ms. Caspio, in an effort to do what she thought was in the child's best interest in our case, has denied any access, any phone calls at all. Our position is that simply because of the amount of time that's passed, we would want to have visitation for his protection as well at Unity Visitation Center, where there's a professional that is being paid to supervise any visits, not because we believe that he's dangerous, but because we believe that's the safest way to reintegrate. The child already has counseling, and we would ask for the court to continue counseling, maybe even appoint a specific counselor objective on reintegration therapy, reunification therapy, if that counselor is willing to do that. So what was agreed is that there should be supervised visitation, that there would be counseling, reunification therapy. What was not agreed was date, time, place, if there were any other agreed people that could supervise. And that was my understanding of where the conversation broke down between me and Ms. Caspio. Ms. Caspio offered a name of someone named Maggie, and my client doesn't have any disagreement with anyone she would designate. She just didn't know if Maggie could do that. But overall, court, my concern is that she is going to be receiving $1,000 per month. There's evidence that, and she would agree, there's evidence that he has tried to reach out, that he has no history of harming their daughter, that there is no criminal history, there's no proven history of there being sexual abuse, but there is CPS history of reason to believe for her older daughter. So we're asking for the court to create a way to provide safe access that is in their daughter's best interest. And that might even include, if you wanted to make a temporary order, a guardian ad litem. The evidence would show that October 2017, the mother moved out due to the allegation and due to her concern that that happened. And then November 2017, she left the daughter with him with the other kids to go to Comic-Con, and my client's wife would testify to that. My client is married and they have 3 other children. So, in the best interest of the child in this case, there's been no CPS allegations or findings that he has been abusive. And there are other siblings that she has relationship with that is being affected by the alienation, and that there is no risk of any harm to a child when you're visiting at Unity Visitation Center because it's professional supervisors.
All right, thank you very much, Ms. Anderson. Yeah, this does kind of sound like, and I know the state just loves that, but it does sound like a temporary hearing, maybe. And the point of I like using attorney ad litem's and instead of guardian ad litem's to represent children, just in case they're, that way they could be an advocate as well as a guardian. So even though I said they it kind of some got misunderstood, but like I said earlier in another case, but because I say it's a attorney/guardian ad litem, but I appoint them as an attorney, but obviously they're the guardian also, and they get to ask questions and advocate for what they feel is in their client's best interest. So that's why I prefer those instead of just a guardian. All right, ma'am, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and swear both of y'all in. I'm going to allow you to testify to all this. I know this seems like a lot of legal mumbo jumbo, but my understanding is that there was and again, Ms. Anderson, there was a reason to believe letter, but never any type of formal court finding one way or the other, correct?
For her older child, that is not the
Right.
subject of the suit. Yes.
Okay, again, judge hasn't done these in a while, but I mean, my last jury trial was a CPS case, but yeah, we're not going to go there. That was too long ago. But the
Yes.
bottom line is, the court's well aware of how CPS normally operates, and again, that the standard for that letter is a lot lower than a legal standard or a legal finding, ma'am. If there had been a conviction or something along those lines, then obviously we rock and roll. That's a court finding. But with those letters, they're kind of, they're there. And they say what they say, but whether or not they meet the criteria that they can go on for 10, 15 years later, that's going to be problematic. But anyway, I want to go ahead and get your testimony on this while you're under oath and Dad's testimony. And at the end of this, the court may be looking at appointing an attorney ad litem, a guardian, that's also going to be the guardian, is someone who's well acquainted with doing this type of work. I got a couple of ladies on this and a gentleman on this that have done this extensively, so they know exactly what they're doing. And the court would more than likely, if I made this attempt, I would make all visitation through a center where they're professionally paid to take care of to supervise the visitation, and everything's on camera. They're never left alone, and that way it covers everybody. And definitely looking at doing that as far as a temporary order, and then everything pans out slowly but surely, working into it where it doesn't have to be at the center, but it could be by a third party or yourself or something along those lines, and we'll take it from there. But right now, let me get some testimony, because like I said, this one just got really complicated, guys. So let's hear what everybody has to say, because I'm dealing with a child now who's 11, and unless I miss my guess, she knows how to handle an Android or an iPhone better doing video and anything else better than everybody else sitting in this room right now. All right, because that's what they do these days. So anyway, let me get the testimony, and let's see what we can work out here. So at this time, Mr. Wisecup, how do you pronounce your last name? Is that the L silent or the Wise? Or
Honestly, it can go either way. Caspillo, Caspillo.
What did your mom and dad? What did your mom and dad would say?
Caspillo.
Okay, so they also there. Okay, so Mr. Caspillo, right. Let's go ahead, Mr. Caspillo and Mr. Wisecup, please raise your right hands and let me get you under oath. Thank you. Do you both solemnly swear or affirm your testimony you're going to give here today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth will help you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you very much. And Mr. Gwen, I'll let you start with the testimony, and then I'll let Ms. Anderson go ahead and take care of do the cross-examination. And then, ma'am, again, at the end of the hearing, I'm going to go ahead and allow you to testify in a narrative as necessary, because you are your own counsel. But please remember, you can only testify to what is relevant and what you are an eyewitness to, or what Mr. Wisecup has personally told you, not what you got from anywhere, any other source. It could be his wife that told you something, but you cannot testify to that, okay? So anyway,
Yes,
let's
Your
go ahead
Honor.
and get that. Let's go ahead and get that testimony. And Mr. Gwynn, you may start. Thank you.
All right, today would like to call Ashley Caspillo.
Yes.
Please state your full name for the record.
Ashley Nicole Caspillo.
And what's the name of the child that we're here on?
Skylar Rain Wisecup.
And how old is Skylar?
She's 11 now.
All righty. And you heard what the state told the court as far as the numbers that are being agreed to?
Yes, sir.
And are you generally in agreement with what the state said?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so a current child support of 982. You're
Yes, sir.
agreeing to that? And
Yes,
you're
I am.
agreeing to the current medical support of $88 a month?
Yes, sir, I am.
Then you're agreeing to a retroactive judgment of $44,412,
Yes, sir.
set at a monthly repayment of $273.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And how is the child currently receiving medical support? Or medical
She's on Medicaid right now.
Okay. And as far as access possession is concerned, you are requesting a deviation from the standard possession order, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you have some safety concerns.
Yes, I did.
Tell me about those.
My biggest concern with the child in this case is physical abuse that has happened in the past. I understand she was little at the time, but the punishments that she had received, and I've seen it firsthand, this is firsthand knowledge, not secondhand, were over the top for what a 2-3-year-old should receive, I feel, at least.
And
And I'm not against a butt smack. I'm not. That's how I was raised. I'm not against that. I feel it builds character. But there's a point. There's a difference between a butt smack and going beyond that.
okay. And has there ever been CPS involvement with regards to the child at the center of this case?
Yes, there has. I did not make those complaints when everything was brought to light with my older daughter. They kind of incorporated, because I did claim for physical abuse of my older daughter as well as the sexual abuse. They included the physical
I'm sorry.
abuse.
I know you want to. Once you get that football gets handed off to you, I know you want to run with it, man. But go ahead and just listen to the question, answer the question, and then the attorney will go ahead and go along the path that they want to as far as your question.
I got you.
And then at the end of the hearing, if there's something else that you think was left out, you can tell me. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge. So you had said that CPS was involved for one of your other children that alleged sexual assault or sexual misconduct of some kind?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what was the finding in that case?
Reason to believe, sir.
Okay. And there were no further criminal convictions, charges, anything like that?
The state told me that because it was a first.
Objection to
Okay,
hearsay.
ma'am, there you go. You can't testify to something someone else told you, okay?
Okay.
If he told you something, then yeah. But if someone else told you, ma'am, that's hearsay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So there were no further charges, criminal convictions, anything like that?
No.
Okay. And when's the last time Mr. Wisecup has seen the child?
October of 2017 when we moved to Florida.
Okay, so it has been a matter of a good number
Or-
of years.
I apologize. He did see her at that Comic-Con because I was not aware of the allegations at the time.
Okay, and when was that?
Late November, early December of 2017. So within a couple months of us moving to Florida, we came back
So
to
we're
Texas.
still talking about a period of, 8 or so years ago.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And has there been any communication between the child and Mr. Wisecup since that time?
No, there has not, and no, he has not reached out.
Okay, and he hasn't provided any sort of substantial support for the child in that period?
No, it's not.
Okay. No further questions for this witness at this time, Judge.
All right, man. What state are you living in right now?
I'm in Texas. I'm here in Belton.
Okay, I just want to make sure. All of a sudden, I heard Florida. I'm going, whoa! I did not see a UMSA stamp on this, and we're coming.
Oh no, Your Honor, I'm here
Very good.
locally.
All right, good enough. Thank you. All right, thank you very much, Ms. Griffin. You're a witness.
Thank you. Ms. Caspillo, is it true that the CPS finding for neglectful supervision and sexual abuse and physical abuse was ruled out?
For Skylar, yes.
And is it true that it was ruled out? I have Aqua Bird. That's another sibling.
That would be his stepdaughter from his wife. Yes. As
Okay.
far as I know, yes. I did not include her on my paper.
Okay. Well, just based on the CPS findings, I'm just reading all of the dispositions. Okay. And so, and he has 4 children. Are you aware of that?
I was not aware of that. I was aware of Alexa, Skylar, and that he has a younger son.
Okay. And then are you aware that he has a child by his wife? So a stepchild.
Oh, a stepchild. Yes, I know about Aqua. That I wasn't including that in his biological children.
Okay. And so are you aware that he has no criminal or CPS findings of improper behavior with any child except for the outcry from your older daughter in 2017?
I'm not aware of any charges past 2017.
Or
I'm not
even,
aware of anything with him past 2017.
okay. You are aware that your daughter has siblings, and
Yes.
do you believe that it would be in her best interest to have a relationship with her siblings?
Um, yes. She does have the opportunity to speak with her older sibling who she has known since she was born.
Okay.
Essentially, her older sister does have her phone number. I on occasion speak with her older sister's mother, and I did make sure that anytime that she would get a new phone number or a new way to contact her, that Alexa always had that information available to her. So I've always encouraged that relationship.
Okay. And you mentioned that he has not reached out to you. Isn't it true that he reached out to you in text messaging over the years to ask and inquire about Skylar?
He has texted a couple times, and I can pull up my phone right now and tell you the exact last time he has.
I actually have all the records. I'm just asking that you clarify that he has reached out to you because you said he had not. So can you?
Not in years. And
Okay.
if he has sent text messages, it was either to an old number or since I don't think I blocked his number.
Okay.
But I have not received any text messages.
Okay. It's true that you were receiving messages in 2017.
Yes, that is correct.
It's true that you were receiving messages in 2018.
I do not believe 2018 because once I found out about the allegations, I cut off all contact, blocked him, I did not block his wife's number at the time. Well, his now wife's number at the time. And I do know that she had reached out to me. I asked her not to and blocked them.
Okay. Do you remember him reaching out to you Thursday, March 2018, and saying that he really missed the girls and that he missed them terribly and he wanted to know if they were okay? And you said, do not contact me or my family again?
I do remember a conversation that went like that. Exact date, I'm sure you have it there on file. But I do remember saying that to him. That was after the allegations of the sexual abuse came out, and I did not want to contact him
Do you remember?
pending investigation.
Do you remember him reaching out to you May 2020, saying he wasn't sure if it was the right number, but he just wanted to say you're a wonderful mother. He really misses his daughter. He hopes things are going well. And you said, I'm in the process of moving. Once we're settled, I'll get a P.O. box.
He had mentioned that he had some paperwork that I had left at the old house in Killeen, Texas. And that was my response to that.
Right. And so
I
what
do
I'm
remember that message.
Okay. So when he's reaching out to you just to even say, how was her birthday? It's true that you were ignoring all questions except things that maybe were important to you, like documents. Is that correct?
I would say yes, because after the proceedings with the CPS and being told that my daughter was molested, I did not want to have contact with him. The only reason I responded to that one was because I believe he had said that he had either a social security card or some important document that I needed for my child at the time, which is the only reason that I
Every pause feels heavier as she relives moments she's tried to forget.
chose to respond about getting a PO box.
Okay. Do you remember him saying, Ashley, will you please talk to me? And then you wanted to talk about the Toyota truck. That was another thing that you responded to, but not to anything about his daughter.
The Toyota truck would have been either late 2017 or early 2018. Before or after the allegations, I do not recall. But that was a truck that we had jointly in both of our names.
Okay, so my question is just, you chose to communicate with him on occasion about things that were property related, and you chose to not communicate about Skylar for years. Is that correct?
I did,
Okay.
because of the abuse allegations.
I understand, and I understand that for every answer you have. And then also, it's true that you will not disclose to him where his child lives. Is that correct?
Oh, as far as I know, you've already given him my address.
I'm asking you.
Okay. You can move on. The bottom line is, Ms. Anderson, I can get used to that. I'm sorry, Ms. Griffin.
Yes.
You know, in fact, reason to believe letter, yeah, you've got to dot your I's and cross your T's, otherwise CPS is back in your life. Ma'am, I get it. I mean, Ms. Cuspio, I get it. So the court's not going to hold that against you based on those circumstances, ma'am. But obviously, if you did it, you did it. If you didn't, you didn't. All right? That's all you need to tell us. Okay? Thank you.
Okay. Okay. And Ms. Caspillo, is it true that the person that you suggested, you don't know if they would be willing to visit, but you had only one suggestion and her name was Maggie so far?
Yes, I did recommend Maggie because she is a person that I trust. She's in the medical field, also works with over at the Canyon Creek. That's what it was. Canyon Creek and at the VA. So she is a professional person that knows how to handle herself in
Okay.
a situation. She's known the kids since they were Skylar since she was born, Kylie since she was 2. So I feel completely comfortable with her being a person that would do that. And it was not brought up to me earlier about the center that is completely supervised. There's a professional there with them. There are cameras everywhere. If that would have been an option that you brought to me before, we probably could have skipped this.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
Right. See, sometimes negotiations things don't. Everything is not heard. People think they said something with one person and didn't say it with the other. Don't worry. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. No
Appreciate your
other
honesty on
questions?
that. Thank you.
And no other questions for her?
All right. All right. Anything on redirect there, Mr. Gwynn?
And the state, does the state have an interest in the visitation part?
No, but again, does he have any other questions he had like to ask again? I'll redirect to Ms. Cosbale. Thank you.
Okay.
State has no further questions for this witness, Judge.
All right, then call your next witness, please. Thank you.
State would like to call Anthony Wisecup.
Yes, sir.
All right, sir, state your full name for the record.
Anthony James Weiscup.
All right, thank you very much. You may proceed, Mr. Gwynn.
All righty, Mr. Wisecup. As far as the numbers go, did you hear what the state said in its introduction to the court?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and how many other biological children do you have other than the child that is at issue within this order?
2 biological.
Okay, so you understand with those children accounted for that current medical support would be set at $982 per month?
Yes, sir.
And you understand that current medical support would be set at $88 a month?
Yes, sir.
And then your understanding to compensate for the period of time where you were not providing financial support for this child, we're going to finalize a retroactive judgment of $44,412, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that's going to have a monthly repayment of $273. You're in agreement with that?
Yes, I am.
All righty. So as far as the state's concerned, I have no further questions for this witness at this time. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, Ms. Griffith, your witness.
Thank you. Mr. Weisskopf, is it true that you are raising 3 children in your home?
Yes, ma'am.
And what are their ages and sex?
Alexa is 16. Aqua Bird is about to be 11 next week. And my son Axel is 6.
Okay, and with respect to the children that you have been raising, how long have you been raising them?
Aqua for the last 8 years, Axel since he was born, and Alexa since she was born.
Okay, and have you ever had any accusations or incidents involving abuse or neglect for them?
No, ma'am.
And has your wife ever had any accusations of abuse or neglect of the children?
No, ma'am.
Have you ever sexually abused any child?
No, absolutely not.
Were you surprised by the allegations that were made from your then stepdaughter?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you able to participate in the investigation with CPS?
No, not really. There was very minimal conversation with CPS. It really involved my wife and other children at the time.
Okay. And so do you believe that they did not have opportunity to hear your side of the story?
Not to any full extent from me.
Okay. And were you deployed or were you here?
I was here.
And were there any witnesses on your behalf that CPS talked to know your character as a parent?
At the time, just my mother and now wife
Okay. How long have you been married?
for just over 3 years.
Okay. Is it true that you reached out multiple occasions over years to try to reconnect with your daughter?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it true that the daughter that you're trying to reconnect with is a child that there has been no history of abuse or neglect with?
That is correct.
Are you asking for the court to order that your visits be at Unity or with any agreed supervisor to protect you from any future allegation?
Yes, I agree.
Is it true that even with your daughter that lives with you, that after that allegation, you stopped helping your wife with anything involving like undressing or bathing?
Yes, ma'am.
And why did you stop doing that?
Just to really self-protect. No, there's no reason to believe, and I don't want to create any environment that not only I feel unsafe in, but that my wife would ever have any question of that. It's already had enough turmoil in our marriage, just to ease everyone and make sure that, I do the best as I can as a father.
Okay. And are you asking for the court to order that you pay the child support that is requested and that you be able to visit safely with the supervisor?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it true that you thought from Ms. Caspillo's conversation with you that she did not want any financial support or contact from you?
That is correct.
Okay. But you all realize that you have the Attorney General involved because of healthcare needs.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Pass the witness.
All right, anything on redirect, Mr. Gwynn?
State has nothing further for this witness, Judge.
All right, folks, before I go into closing, and I don't think there's any other witnesses, unless somebody's got a witness standing behind them that they wish to call, and then that would be problematic because I should have invoked the rule. So there are no other witnesses. Is that correct?
No, sir.
No, Your Honor.
All right then. All right then, folks. I'm looking at making this attempt, and I'm looking at giving the child an attorney's ad litem. And when I say attorney, and when I say slash guardian, that means they act as technically as both, but they're listed as an attorney ad litem. And I'm thinking about doing Ms. Cusack on this one.
Okay.
I'm looking at going ahead and setting this up as a temp, doing a temporary child support, making the child support and the medical support temporary, but finalizing the retro and getting that as part of the order. And I'm looking at going ahead and setting up the initial visitation to be at the I started to say placement center. I've been talking so much with people trying to get jobs these days lately, but at the visitation center. And I think the only one we have right now on the list. I thought there was one in Code, but the one we always use is the one in Killeen.
Unity.
And Mr. Wisecup, I'm about to make you responsible for that. It's not the most inexpensive thing in the world, and you're paying a ton of child support now going forward. So I would normally make this either once or twice a month. They require at least a minimum of payment for 2 hours, so it needs to be a 2-hour visit. You even come in separate entrances and exits, so you folks won't even pass each other. They're serious about this, okay? And my understanding, there's always someone there who knows how to handle anything in case something goes south, okay? So yeah, so that's and I normally do this, folks, on Saturdays, and I'm not sure how, or Sundays. I'm not sure how the center would need to set that up, how far in advance it would be. But I always use it. I like to make it specific. I like to make it either on the first, third, and I'm sorry, Mr. Wisecup, considering this is going to run somewhere between $300 and $500 an episode. Would you want to try to do 1 a month or 2 a month, sir?
Let's start with 1 a month.
All right, then. So let's look at doing 1 a month. And we're already past the first weekend. So I would probably try to make this for the third weekend, sir, which means the third Saturday or the third Sunday of the month, which means not OU Texas weekend, but next weekend after that, and give you the opportunity to try to set that up and get the mom the information on what day it would be, Saturday or Sunday. And
His voice shakes with emotion as he describes the years lost and the hope that still remains.
try to get that out to her at least 3 days in advance. I'm definitely going to put everybody on AppClose. There's a free parenting app out there called AppClose, AppClose. I would want going forward all communications between the two of you on that. That way, believe me, it came up recently. I finally had to get somebody to get me the transcripts from AppClose. It looked like the transcripts from a deposition. I mean, it was good. They're so they got everything, and that way. I don't have to worry about all that text message junk. All right. So for ma'am, Ms. Castillo, you would have to go and download AppClose first, and then I would have you send that that connect information to Ms. Griffith. She could give it to her client, and then he could set up his account,
Okay.
and communications going forward after that through you guys on that. And I'm probably going to look at a pre-trial reset date about 60 days out, because it's right in the middle of December. I hate doing anything, trying to do anything around the Christmas holidays, but we're going to go ahead and set this up on the third weekend. So by that one, we should have at least 2 visitations that taken place. And we can also see whether or not the reunification therapy has taken place. Again, it's beyond my authority to order and all that, because that usually is beyond my authority. I can order it, I can suggest it, but because this kind of stuff costs serious money, and it may take I'm not sure what therapist the child currently has, and whether or not they'll do it, or we got to find somebody else. But the ad litem will be involved in that and keeping everyone up to date on what we're looking at. So, ma'am, when you try to set that up, obviously the ad litem can forward that information to his lawyer, to him, and you can send them CC that in AppClose. But I don't anticipate this one getting done by the end of the year. But hopefully, when we have the pre-trial in December, we can maybe move over to you getting that set up with your friend, as far as her supervising the visits, and we can pick a spot, or we can pick it at the friend's residence, and however y'all want to try to do that. But by the time we come back in December, we can get that all set up. So right now, December's still a little bit out. Ms. Walker, are you showing anything on a regular docket date with Ms. Kuzak in December already, or late February? I'm sorry, late November. Sorry about that.
Yes, Your Honor. So for December, nothing except for in person. And for November, it's only November 13th.
All right, well, I would want to get past that third Saturday or Sunday of the month. So I'll reach out. I'll have Linda reach out to her and see if I can come up with a date. Ms. Griffin, and I know you're in here every now and then, but you're not in here that much. So I'm pretty sure you're not in December already, are you?
I am. I have openings in December. I don't know what day of the week you plan with Allison.
All right, well, she can't be here on Mondays and Tuesdays because she's a pro se attorney.
Okay.
So we use Wednesdays are I can even set it up for it's just it's a pre-trial. So on Wednesdays I can even set it up on the noon to lunch hour as
Okay.
a special setting, and that way it's just you guys showing up to give me an update, and shouldn't take any longer than 30 minutes.
Sure.
On the non-enforcement Wednesdays, I do live hearings on enforcement cases the first and third Wednesday. So the second one would be available for that, and I can set that up as a specific date, and that's what I'll try. And right now on your, hopefully Ms. Kuzak will be able to make that at noon. And right now on that calendar, let me bring up Google does not and Microsoft don't like working together, and the state is Microsoft, and everybody else in the world is Google. Okay, so here we go. So that third, the Wednesday that would be available in December that would work would be the 10th. And like I said, I can go ahead and set up a special setting right now on that date at 12:30 to get everybody's feedback and see where we're standing on this. And of course, ma'am, Ms. Caspio, the lawyer is going to represent the child. Doesn't represent you, doesn't represent the dad, represents the child, and will not do anything, only do things that are in her best interest. But the bottom line is she can get back, if you say, hey, this is what's happening with the reunification therapy and all that, she can always get us back in here earlier and get with Ms. Griffin, and the state's always here, and get us back in here before that date on the 10th if necessary.
Okay, Your Honor. Will they be reaching out to me?
Ma'am, I'm gonna let you ask what you have. I know you probably got questions. Go ahead and shoot. Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, just a couple quick questions. Will the ad item be reaching out to me, or will that be something that's set up through Miss Griffin?
No, the ad item will be specifically reaching out to you, and I need your
Okay.
permission to have the state give the ad item your phone number and your email address. All right? Do we have
Yes,
that?
Your Honor. You have the permission.
All right, so she will be reaching out directly to you, ma'am. Next question.
Will my daughter have the chance to meet with the ad item before something is set up,
yes.
or speak to
Oh,
her?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's 11. And if she was
Yeah.
even if she was 2, she would come over and visit. Okay,
Okay, that sounds good, because I just wanted her to have a
familiar.
familiar face when she goes into the center and
Oh yeah,
everything.
don't worry. She will.
Okay.
She will definitely reach out. And this is a preteen,
Mhm.
ma'am, and God help you. She's
Oh,
gonna get
yes.
there fast enough. But the bottom line is, yeah, she will definitely want to meet with the child, and in fact, she may even ask the court to do an in-chambers interview with her, just her, me, and the
That's
child.
fine.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, all right. Next
Yeah.
question, man. Any other question, ma'am?
For this, I don't believe so. I mean, those were the two biggest concerns. I already downloaded the app. I'll get that set up and reach out to Miss Kiko and give her my information for the app.
All right,
Okay.
thank you. Again, ma'am, the judge is a computer geek, and there's a saying in the computer done. If you're not paying them, then you are the payment. So again, I like using the free one because it's there. But don't sign up for anything extra. Don't click on anything that's gonna get you paid, because believe me, they're getting paid somehow. All right.
Oh yes.
So, all right, thank you.
Thank you,
All right,
Judge.
then, Mr. Weisskopf, obviously you can ask anything of your attorney. If y'all want to take a little quick 5-minute recess.
No, we're fine.
You're
I can-
good. All right, good enough then. All right, folks, that's what I'm looking at doing. And as soon as we stop this hearing, I'm looking at going ahead and setting up that Zoom code and getting it out to Ms. Walker, and she'll get it over to Mr. Gwynn, and we'll get that all set up and going. So, Ms. Griffin, anything on your part? Anything you want me to clarify, please, ma'am?
No, sir. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Gwynn, anything else as far as the temporary order is concerned, as far as the support or anything else the state needs on this one, based on the ad litem?
At the risk of being redundant, I did see that or hear that Ms. Caspillo gave us permission to share her information with the ad litem. I would assume the same can be said of Mr. Weisskopf.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
All right, and of course, the ad litem will always go through Ms. Griffin, so yeah.
absolutely. I just wanted.
Yeah, but just in case you give him permission to do something directly with that, that's no problem, Ms. Griffin, okay?
Okay, Judge, and the 2 hours is going to be designated by the facility and Mr. Wisecup of what's available.
Right, because it's what's available. Because obviously some weekend during the holidays they may be crushed. Okay, so you know, just is what it is. But ma'am, we're going to try to set it up on that third Thursday. I mean, that third Saturday or Sunday of the month, and he's going to give you at least 3 days advance notice. So keep the third weekends of in flex, so he can tell you what those times will be. All right.
Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right. All right, thank y'all all very, very much. I'll have to stay prepared that order, and we're off the record. Everybody have a good, okay, all right.
Okay, you too.
All right,
Bye.
all right. The Call of Duty's beta is over, but today is John Lennon's birthday, and one of the happiest days of my life. And one of those kids came up to me and told me, "Tell me about the Beatle," and I was like, "All right."
Okay.
But he would have been 85 today, so everybody have a good John Lennon's birthday, okay?
Thank
You as
you.
well. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
And be watching out. I'm going to do my best to get that order to y'all via DocuSign, hopefully before the end of the business day. Latest.
Okay.
The judge delivers order and balance. Restoring structure after years of chaos, justice feels close, but scars remain. A new beginning is set in motion, but the story of healing has only just begun. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.